Good morning, Scotland. Good morning, social media land. I hope you're well. It is Wednesday, the 30th of April, 2025. We've smashed the old myths. We've torn down the safe little lies that have kept us caged for years. We know now that waiting for one party to carry the weight of the nation isn't just foolish, it's fatal. We can also understand that Westminster will do everything it can to frustrate our movement. So if you're angry, if you're ready to stop watching Westminster sneer at Scotland's democracy, then it's not enough to know the problem. You need to know how we win, because this is winnable. The opportunity is sitting right in front of us. The electoral map is shifting. Tory seats are cracking under the weight of their own betrayal. Labour are scrambling, desperate to mop up votes, but offering nothing in return. And Reform, well, they are truly splitting the unionist vote apart like a rotten fruit. If we act with focus, if we act with discipline, we can not only win, we can smash them. We can minimise the representation of unionist parties in Scotland's Parliament seat by seat, vote by vote. And when that happens, when we hold the constituencies in a real majority and the flood of list seats with fresh independent voices, we won't just have a parliament, we'll have a weapon. We start by going for the throats of the unionists where they're the weakest, in the constituencies. The SNP must dominate there because the SNP is the only force that can shut down the Tory and Labour candidates in a first-past-the-post fight. Now, there are those within our movement that have lost faith in the SNP. That's totally fair. There are many questions that many of us would like answered. I remain a member, not a zealot, and don't really care what others feel about the SNP. Love them, hate them, it doesn't matter. Just vote for them in the constituencies, because there is truly no other party that can challenge the union in the constituencies. And the thing some still don't seem to realise is that it is possible. Reform UK, the Farage party of the moment, is chewing into the Tory vote across Scotland's traditional unionist seats. They are bleeding from within, losing their base, splitting their own bloc apart. That leaves Tory marginal seats dangling and exposed. This isn't a theory, it isn't a dream, it's a plan, and it's ours for the taking. If we are brave enough to fight for it, if we get over ourselves and put policy aside and just vote for Scotland, if we attack the marginals and go for broke, we can win big in the constituencies. It may even be possible for the SNP to win a majority there. We can strip the Tories from rural Scotland and we can wipe Labour right out in their marginals. We can strip the Tories from rural Scotland and we can wipe out Labour in their marginals, and the prize is right there, a pro-independence majority squeezing the air out of Westminster's Scottish branch offices one by one. This is where loyalty to the national cause, not loyalty to a single party, must come first. Constituencies are the front line, and the SNP must win there. Not because they are perfect, not because they are holy, but because the battlefield demands it. Then comes the second front, where the real battle will be fought and won, and that is on the regional lists. The regional list is where the fear still lingers in too many of our voters' hearts. The old propaganda runs deep. Don't split the vote. Both votes SNP or the dream dies. That fear, that programming, has got to be broken. Because on the list, the truth is, brutally simple, when the SNP does well in the constituencies, they may pick up one, maybe two seats. 2 seats with over 1 million votes in 2021. Do you want to replicate that? Do you want to have these votes wasted again? When will this lesson be learned? The system punishes success in the constituencies. it deliberately hobbles those who win big there. And if we repeat the old habits of the past, if we pile wasted votes onto the SNP in the regions, we will let unionist MSPs into Holyrood once again. Labour, Tories, Lib Dems. Same faces, same portrayal, same stagnation, same lesson not learned. We need to win the hearts and minds of our own movement first. We have to make people understand that voting for Alba or for the Greens or voting for pro-independence independents on the list is not betrayal. It is tactical and creates a pro-Scottish majority in our parliament. It's opening the doors to new fighters, new voices, new numbers in Holyrood that are tied to the national cause, not chained to the unionist games. If the SNP sweeps the constituencies and pro-independence parties storm the lists, we don't just win a majority, we smash a supermajority through the walls of Westminster's fantasy world. And yes, it's going to take courage. Courage to face the anger of party loyalists. Courage to challenge the myths head on. Courage to say to your fellow Scot, if you're truly for independence, then act like it, think like it, and vote like it. The strategy that was used in 2016 and 2021 was based inside party loyalty and emotion, and it's proven not to work. Politics has evolved. The unionists have also adapted earlier than we have. They are tactically voting, working together, holding their noses and sharing platforms if it means keeping Scotland suppressed. And if we stay chained to the old ways, if we keep thinking with our hearts instead of our heads, we will lose again. We don't owe loyalty to tactics that just don't work. We owe loyalty to the cause, the national cause. We must fight for Scotland, not for parties, not for egos, not for worn-out slogans. This is a time for discipline, for strategy, for anger turned into focused action. Because independence isn't going to be handed to us by Westminster. That is so very obvious. But it can and will be won in the streets and in the ballot box, one hard battle at a time. It's up to us, the grassroots people, to fight that. It's not up to the politicians to lead that. It is our Scotland, it is our nation. And 2026 will be the first battle where more people will understand that tactically voting for Scotland rather than emotionally voting for a party can deliver a ridiculous majority of pro-Scottish MSPs into Holyrood, uniting our movement in cross-party pro-Scottish representation. Or we could do more of the same and demonstrate clearly that we have learned nothing. So if you're clinging to the idea that loyalty to one party is more important than the national cause to liberate your Scotland, then maybe, just maybe, you've given up on independence altogether.